Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So today's video we're going to be taking a look how to deal with Act 6 Chapter 2 Quest 2 Global Node. And what does the Global Node basically do? It doubles your crit damage. However, if you do have a guaranteed crit more than 4 times in a fight, or if you happen to take more than 3% of opponent's max health, you get an incinerate debuff placed on you that deals a lot of damage on you. However, we're going to be taking a look how we can completely ignore this node, how we can use the auto advantage, and pretty much like that, and how we can get around it. So first things first, Ghost is absolutely insane. For entire thing in this quest, pretty much Ghost can just absolutely destroy, demolish with insane attack, because whenever she crits on her guaranteed medium, she gains the incinerate. You quickly transfer that into a Fury before it deals you any damage, and then you end up hitting even harder and harder and harder, and all the fights are basically like 10 hit fights with Ghost. So yeah, Ghost does an absolute insane amount of job, and she is pretty much the single best answer for vast majority of the opponents in this quest. Now, I haven't finished the quest 100%. I have done a few paths in here, just kind of like recording videos. But yeah, so far Ghost absolutely smashes most of the paths in here, and she pretty much has no equal in this node in particular, just because of how much extra attack she gets, how quickly she finishes the fights. As we can see here again, 8 hits and the fight is over. It's just ridiculous how good she is for this quest in particular. Next we're going to be taking a look at Quic, just because Quic can completely ignore this node. She doesn't hit opponents, therefore she doesn't crit, so she will never get incinerated. So yeah, Quic is also a fantastic option for this quest and many of the problem fights that you're going to be facing, just because she's amazing on her own, and the fact that she can play this quest like there would be no global node whatsoever makes her even better. So whenever you're going to be encountering a fight you're struggling with, you surely want to bring out your Quic if you can play with Quic, and if you have her obviously, and she's going to help you a ton, including against the boss, provided if you have Heimdall and Angela synergy. Now, boss on this quest is completely different kind of worms, and therefore I will make a separate video on him, just because I didn't want to have any piece of information lost when it comes to that Mr. Sinister, because he is so specific and so awful and so many people are struggling with him. Therefore, this video is going to be about Global Node and the fights in the quest, and I'm going to make a video shortly explaining how to deal with that Mr. Sinister. So anyways, another great option is Aegon. Even though Aegon isn't immune to Incinerate, because of the doubled crit damage, he deals basically more damage than he normally would. Additionally, if you do happen to get incinerated, he will pretty much immediately shrug that off via his shrug off ability. Therefore, Aegon pretty much can run this chapter like he is on steroids. However, as we can see here, my rank 4 Aegon doesn't really hit hard enough to trigger that incinerate often, but it matters not. If you have a rank 5 Aegon and you do end up getting incinerated like on every other hit, you will still end up shrugging that all off. Therefore, you're going to have absolutely no problem flexing your Aegon in 6.2.2 just before Mr. Sinister. And yeah, since Aegon is awesome champion in general, you will definitely have a good time using him throughout this quest, just because he's going to help you deal with many kind of more difficult nodes, because there's going to be like biohazard and some other stuff. So Aegon is definitely a worthwhile mention when it comes to dealing with 6.2.2. And then we're going to take a look at next champion. Next champion, once again, is Captain America. He is becoming more and more useful throughout this entire quest. Now, with Captain America, you have two kind of asterisks to his name. A, you have to have a skilled champion with you, so you are able to use his shrug-off ability. And B, obviously, the captain should be pretty much maxed out Sig level, just because you want to shrug off that incinerate reliably. But as we saw there, whenever we do exceed that crit limit that would put incinerate debuff on us, then we just immediately shrug it off at the cost of one of our kinetic charges. So for most part, Cap can do these fights pretty much as normal, and then you can obviously finish them fights off with huge level 2s. That is fun. Alright then, off to the next champion. Next champion is Captain Marvel, the new movie version. So even though she is not incinerate immune, she still can do this quest extremely well, just because she can pretty much flat out kill them while her indestructible is active. So first, obviously, we need to ramp her up, get to 25 of our binary charges. We only have to do it once in a quest pretty much, and that's like the good thing. But as soon as she enters her binary, she also goes indestructible for quite a long period of time, and that is pretty much going to be long enough for us to actually take out the opponents, therefore completely ignoring all that incinerate damage and actually healing off with willpower in the process. So we do need to be aggressive though. We do need to kind of like, yeah, attack really heavy, really fast, and finish them off with like level 2s. As we can see here, we finished off with 100% health. So yeah, Captain Marvel, especially on suicides with Nick Fury synergy, definitely a great option for this fight. And then next, we obviously just need to take a look at our fully immune champions, such as like, let's say, Night Thrasher, because he's gonna get extra damage from doubled crit damage, but since he's Incinerate immune, he's not gonna get incinerated. So basically for this quest, anything that's incinerated, anything that is Incinerate immune is definitely going to help you out immensely, because you basically don't have to worry about the node's kind of drawbacks, and you can just enjoy the benefit of having your crit damage doubled. Now obviously suicides with Night Thrasher isn't really the best idea, but overall, even when I was running suicides, he did his job dealing with an annoying Iron Man Infinity War. So I definitely had some use out of my Night Thrasher in this quest, and his Incinerate immunity definitely helped out. But yeah, aside from that, and so the basic bit is, yeah, either use Ghost, Aegon, Quake, Captain America Infinity War, new Captain Marvel movie, or pretty much anybody that's Incinerate immune. And other than that, the node isn't too bad. I quite like it. It increases the damage, it makes for some interactions, and I think node in itself is not really a bad node design. The problem comes when sometimes you combine it with some really stupid things like EMP modification and caustic temper, for example, which I said in one of my previous videos that I absolutely hate designs like caustic temper, can't stop, won't stop, just because they are extremely specific. And so I am going to make a video on Sinister Boss separate, just because it's a really big problem fight with really ill-advised node design, which basically tells you you need Incinerate immunity, you need shock immunity, you need poison immunity, and you need to have an active fury buff on you. And by itself, there is not a single champion, so just keep this in mind, there isn't a single champion in the game without any synergies that fits those requirements. And yet they chose to make a boss in such a manner to add it all together. They made it Mr. Sinister, who is hard to kill and regenerates as hell. But yeah, overall, I don't mind Global Node at all. I think it's quite fun. You have plenty of answers because you have all the Incinerate immune champions. You have your Aegon, Captain Marvel, Captain America, Quake, Ghost, probably a few others that can be used very well. Or you can always just use kind of like lower rated champions, like rank 3, rank 4 champions, if you do like any of those, and then you're simply not going to be critting hard enough and you're not going to get incinerated, and yeah, just kind of like avoid big bursty damage champs basically. So I do enjoy the node, I definitely like it, and that's gonna be pretty much me done for this video. I will be making that Mr. Sinister boss guide later today. It's gonna be out latest tomorrow, guys, so stay tuned for that. And thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share it with your friends, share it with your alliance mates. I hope it was useful to you guys, and that's pretty much done. See you guys.